Hey everybody, welcome back to the family channel.
Hello.
We hope you guys are having a fantastically awesome day today. As you can see, it's just Kat and myself today, and that is because the kids are out and about enjoying this heat, aren't they?
Yes.
It's an awesome day today. Garen had his first on-ice training, so he's full on hockey mode, and him and his mate are playing hockey at the school, and Leia is doing her friend's nails because they are going camping this week, and apparently that's a really big necessity. Kat and I have had a hectic day, haven't we? Jacob, as you know, if you watched last week's video, my dog had to go for an operation on his ear, and then we also got him neutered while we were there, castrated or whatever you want to call it. And then over the weekend, another one of our cats fell ill, Nala, who is my favorite cat, and she was on the vlog with Leia. Leia was holding her. It appears that she's got into some rat poison or something. She's super,
they don't really know.
sick.
It's either she ate something or it's a combination of bacteria and a viral thing that made her really, really sick. So she's really, really sick.
Yeah, but the vet couldn't even believe it today when we came in and we had our cat with us as well. She's like, why have you guys got such bad luck this year? And to be honest with you, we have no idea. It is actually driving us nuts because we spend over what we should on dog food and cat food and that, because we try to give them the best of what we can, and it just seems like it's kicking us in the arse at the moment. So yeah, these vet bills are getting out of hand, but as long as the animals survive and they're happy and healthy afterwards, that's all we can ask for. Anyway, today we are reacting to Joe Biden wants to unleash grizzly bears on a rural community. Also, government cheese caves exist. And this is a recommendation. I wish I could remember who sent it to me. I cannot for the life of me. I am getting old, so I do apologize. But it is, of course, the Fat Electrician, which Kat and I can only do when the kids aren't around. So we jumped at the opportunity and we're going to be checking that out. But before we do, if you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's check out why Joe Biden wants to unleash grizzly bears on a rural community.
This is probably going to come off pretty political, but I promise you it's just me being anti-bear. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you.
I just want to point out as well that we are not political in any way.
No.
We don't. So,
we don't follow anything.
Yeah, this isn't anything to do with politics. This is a recommendation.
With you, I don't like bears. Anytime bears are involved, it's not going to be a good time.
Oh, have you seen that
Okay,
movie?
the Chicago Bears, terrible football.
Reverend or whatever with Leonardo DiCaprio. It's a good movie, but that's where the bear.
Be a good time. Okay, the Chicago Bears, terrible football team. A bear market, that means the economy's doing bad. And then you have grizzly bears, which are absolutely terrifying. So when I wake up one day and this is in the headlines, obviously I'm gonna get a little bit upset, okay? It reads like I'm living in the Hunger Games. Basically, the Capitol is gonna start systematically releasing grizzly bears near rural communities. I'm not about it. But like an adult, I realize that news headlines are pretty misleading, so I read the entire article and it's pretty accurate. Basically, the federal government wants to release 7 grizzly bears every year for the next who knows how long into this area in Washington state, and they want to get that number up to 200 grizzly bears. Which brings us to the obvious question, why the fuck would you do that? And I have looked and looked for an answer to this, and as far as I can tell, the only reason they want to start reintroducing bears into this part of the country is because fuck it, bears used to live there. Bears are cool, I guess.
I love this guy so much. He's so, like, fuck it. Excuse my language. I shouldn't swear just because he does.
Is what their strategy is. Which, first of all, no, they're not cool. Okay, this isn't a fucking Disney movie. That's not Baloo talking about the bare necessities in the forest. That's a 700-pound meat missile covered in fur that can run 35 miles an hour that eats its prey ass first, okay? There's nothing cute about that. Do you understand the gravity of what I've just explained to you? Brock Lesnar weighed 265 pounds when he was the world heavyweight champion. This bear is equivalent to 3 Brock Lesnar's running at you at 35 miles an hour. And to put that into perspective, Usain Bolt tops out at 27.5 miles an hour. Okay, the average American can't outrun heart disease. We're definitely not going to be outrunning fucking grizzly bear.
Oh man. We've actually got some messages on Facebook today. Some, not messages, like public notification posts that the village just next door to us, there's a bear running around there, isn't it?
Yeah, very close to the houses actually. And it's just literally over the field from us.
4 kilometers to the castle.
So I think we're gonna have a news, like an announcement here
Breaking news.
soon that we have a bear running around in the village as well.
Okay, the average American can't outrun heart disease. We're definitely not going to be outrunning fucking grizzly bears if it comes to that. And I can hear the comment section already. You know, actually, bears are more scared of you than you are of them. No, that's not true. That's some shit your dad told you when you were 7 years old on your first camping trip so that you would shut the fuck up and go to sleep so you could bang your mom in a tent. Okay, that's not reality.
God.
And then you get...
This thing luckily, Leia is not watching this video because that's what we tell her.
Yeah, she's
like
terrible.
the bears are scared of us.
But we only tell her that because she is like,
paranoid.
she won't go mushroom picking with us or anywhere because she's like, a bear's gonna get us. So and like
Yeah.
when me and Garen go fishing, she's like, don't let a bear eat you. So it's just
No, that's not true. That's
Listen
some
to
shit your
this.
dad told you when you were 7 years old on your first camping trip so that you would shut the fuck up and go to sleep so we could bang your mom in a tent, okay? That's not reality. And then you get all the environmentalist people, but you know, the ones that live way far away from this area because environmentalists never advocate for shit when it's actually in their own backyard and it affects them. But they're gonna say some shit like, oh, you know, the humans eradicated those kind, gentle creatures, and they used to live in that area, so we should really bring them back. No, okay? We used to have dinosaurs too, and there's an entire movie series about why bringing those back is a terrible idea, okay? Maybe we got rid of it for a reason. Have you ever thought of that? Because last I checked, the easiest way to get a city named after you on the West Coast is to get killed by a grizzly bear, and then they just name a city after you. And then we have to address the elephant in the room, because whether you're left, right, or center on the political spectrum, you have to admit that there is an extra layer of comedy in the fact that Joe Biden, of all presidents, wants to start releasing grizzly bears. Okay, look, I'm not a political analyst or like somebody whose opinion you should take very seriously, but I do think it's kind of bad taste to, on one hand, be like, I want to ban powerful guns because I don't think people need them. I'd like to start releasing grizzly bears indiscriminately. Okay, look,
I didn't even think about that. They're like, you can't have your guns anymore. By the way, we're releasing some bears.
Also, I'd like to start releasing grizzly bears indiscriminately. Okay, look, I don't ever want to get asked why I need a high-capacity magazine ever again. There's never been a better excuse to have access to a lot of bullets than the federal government colluding with grizzly bears. I mean, this has to be a joke, right? Like, somebody at the White House is just being petty, like, these goddamn gun nuts want the right to bear arms, we're gonna give them the whole fucking bear. Okay, look, regardless of whoever's in office, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, all I'm saying is that the federal government can't do anything without fucking it up. Okay, this is a terrible idea. You know what? Let me give you an example off the top of my head. In 1920, the United States government banned alcohol, okay? And overnight, every bar in the country either had to shut down or get turned into an ice cream parlor. So a bunch of them did. And then you have all these people that would hang out with their buddies at the bar, and now they're hanging out at the ice cream parlor. So in many ways, ice cream filled the social gap left behind by alcohol. Got that? Okay, wonderful. By 1924, people didn't quit drinking alcohol as much as the U.S. government would like, so they decided that they were just going to start poisoning alcohol and giving it out to Americans. 41 of them died for sure. Some estimates go up to as many as 10,000 being poisoned. Okay, fast forward 1933, Prohibition gets phased out, but you have an entire generation of children that grew up eating ice cream every day because it was the social bond that held America together because it had replaced alcohol. So the United States government needed to have a bunch of milk because they were going off to World War II and all their soldiers loved eating ice cream and frozen dairy treats. This is why to this day, every Navy ship has an ice cream machine on it, and it's like mandated by...
He did a video. There's a video he's done about the ice cream thing, so I'm going to check that one out as well, I think.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that.
Naval code or whatever. And because the U.S. government needed all this ice cream to feed their army, they needed a bunch of milk to make that ice cream with. And dairy farmers weren't even a thing yet because refrigeration had just come out, and it had never been feasible for one man to just harvest a bunch of milk from a ton of cows. It had never been done before in human history. And at first, it works out great. Okay, fast forward, World War II ends, the Allies win, the world is saved from the Nazis and the Imperial Japanese. Hooray. Now, the army went back home, they can buy their own ice cream, and these dairy farmers don't have anybody to sell all this milk to, and the government's not about to let the dairy industry just collapse because they're the ones that convinced all these people that they had to become dairy farmers in the first place. So the government is like, fuck it, I'll buy all the milk. And then the government's like, what do we do with all this milk? And somebody says, hey, let's turn it into cheese. That way it can sit on a shelf for a little while without going bad. Then all this cheese started stacking up, and they're like, fuck it, we're just gonna go hide it in a mountain in Springfield, Missouri. So that's what they did. They just kept shoving cheese into these caves every year, and every new president that came...
You'd love to find one of those caves. You love your cheese.
Yeah, I'll just sit there quietly.
I'm not a huge cheese fan. I like cheese sauce and sometimes, but
I love cheese.
Like blue cheese and that I like. But like that, what's that soft one? Brie.
Brie.
Is it brie?
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, I hate that. It's like eating sock flavored rubber. Almost like that soft, squishy.
No.
And they're like, he has to sit through the briefing where they're like, yo, guess what? The U.S. government is buying all this milk, turning it into cheese. There's a mountain of cheese in Springfield, Missouri. in real life. It's a thing, and we can't stop buying the cheese.
This video
We
has
don't know
gone
what to do
off
with it.
topic
Then
big
Ronald
time.
Reagan gets elected, and he's like, we're spending $1 million a day in refrigeration for a bunch of cheese that nobody's eating. We have to get rid of it. So he proposes to the U.S. people, hey, hear me out. I've got 500 million pounds of cheese. I want to throw it in the ocean. Okay, they get mad and they're like, no, we paid for the cheese. We would like the cheese at a minimum.
Sorry for that vibrating noise. Cat's phone's going off.
Yeah.
You've taken our money, you've turned it into cheese, give us the fucking cheese, okay? It's a relatable human emotion. So the government cut up all the cheese into 5-pound blocks and started handing it out to people, and this is where government cheese comes from. Okay, so that goes on for a while. Fast forward, Bill Clinton ends up getting elected, and he's like, I have an idea about how to solve this milk cheese cave situation conundrum. I'm gonna go to the FDA, I'm gonna have them form an offshoot nonprofit company known as DMI, Dairy Management Incorporated, except this isn't gonna be a nonprofit where like they take charitable donations. No, we're going to make it a legal requirement for every dairy farmer in America to give these people a portion of their money so that they can advertise for them, because apparently milk and cheese isn't good enough on its own. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you that the Got Milk ad campaign that was in every school cafeteria for like 3 decades is
This thing even came into South Africa. There was always like people taking the mickey out of Got Milk, and I had no idea where it came from.
So now you know.
Yeah.
government-funded psychological operation to convince people to drink more fucking milk because the U.S. government fucked up buying ice cream in the 1940s. And now they want me to not own guns while simultaneously trusting their ability to systematically release fucking grizzly bears.
This video has gone so weird.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, I'm done. I need a beer. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over thefatelectrician.com. Quack, bang, out.
So that video went on a weird, like, what?
Like bears and then milk?
Bears, then milk, then
Cheese?
cheese. Oh no, then ice cream, then
Oh,
cheese.
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
But I wanted to watch that cheese video, but no.
But
the
it's interesting facts, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
like
you
really
have no
interesting.
idea about this.
cave cheese. I didn't know about the ice cream thing. I was going to check out the video, but he's explained it pretty well in that little rant of his. This guy is absolutely brilliant, man. As usual, his channel is linked. Well, this video will be linked in the description. So if you want to check out his channel,
Yeah.
I suggest you do, because it's freaking
Yeah.
amazing. I wish. The only downside is I know my kids hear swearing, and I'm not one of those, what are they called? Helicopter parents or something. Like, I've got a foul mouth. I sometimes swear as well. But I just don't really want to let them sit here watching foul mouth stuff with me, because then they might think it's okay. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Tomorrow, hopefully the kids will be here to join us, but I can't promise because the weather is beautiful, eh?
Yeah,
I don't know whether you notice how much we've started sweating. You are glowing.
Thanks.
Women don't sweat, they glow, don't they? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will see you when.
Next video.
Bye.
Bye.